I'm going to review the movie The Sea Beast, a searing family adventure. The Sea Beast, which is currently accessible on Netflix, has thus far been one of the biggest movie surprises of the year. It is funny, witty, and quietly meaningful, with parts that families around the world will recognize. There are echoes of Moana, Pirates of the Caribbean, How to Train Your Dragon, and even a few Kaiju movies in this boisterous animated feature, which uses genuine filmmaking rather than just beautiful colors to hold young viewers' interest, even though the action scenes have been carefully planned and executed. The script subtly introduces topics that should be discussed with the kids when the movie is over. Even if the concept of you may be a hero and still be wrong isn't exactly a new one in adventure literature, it's refreshing to see a family-friendly fantasy film that doesn't talk down to kids. The animated movies that have persisted throughout history rely on children to understand and follow complex themes and stories. It's nice to see that kind of trust developing in a movie that never forgets to be entertaining as well. Chris Williams, who co-directed Big Hero 6 and Moana, makes his assured solo debut with a story he co-wrote with Nell Benjamin and challenges conventional marine adventure mythology. After a brief prologue that introduces us to Macy, who leaves her orphanage in search of greater adventure, Williams and his team set up an epic sea battle between two monster hunting ships and a large beast. It appears from a distance that the craftsmanship here is excellent in the scene with the swooping tentacles of a creature that resembles the kraken and the ships striving to thwart it. The struggle that men are fighting against monsters in the Sea Beast is funded by a king and queen who evidently don't mind putting people in risk but would never jeopardize their own safety. The character of Jacob Holland, performed by Karl exhibits a strong sense of vulnerability as the other hero in this fantastic story. Jacob Holland was raised on the harsh Captain Crow's hunting ship, the Inevitable. As the stories Ahab, Crow represents the traditional hunter, someone who has been at it for so long that he is intent on locating the object that caught his attention at any cost. When Macy climbs onto their ship to join them in their search for the red giant sea monster known as the Bluster, everything changes. Through a series of thrilling events, Macy and Jacob find out that all they had been told about the battle between humans and monsters was a myth. It's true that the Sea Beast starts out a little slowly. However, there is a 100-minute version of this film that is also accessible. There are a few places I thought it could have been tightened up, and I wish the world building had been a little more substantial, even if it makes sense if all the time and effort were spent on the exquisitely rendered creatures. Some of the environments seem badly designed. The story of the Sea Beast, which mixes those aforementioned obvious influences into something unexpectedly adventurous, uncommon these days in American animation, was what most impressed me. This movie takes narrative risks because it's a monster hunting movie with a message against violence. It's the kind of thing that good parents look for because it makes kids laugh and encourages conversation. And the possibility that Netflix may begin to have more influence over original animation is encouraging, if they're prepared to make movies that are as financially successful as The Sea Beast.